When your cat chirps at birds, do you actually know what that means? Most people think it's just a funny little sound. Maybe your cat is excited. Maybe they're frustrated because they can't reach the bird outside the window. But behind that tiny chirp, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most instinctive and emotionally revealing sounds your cat can make. And if you ignore what it means, which most owners do, you could miss an important window into how your cat sees the world and even how they trust you. Let's start with what that mysterious chirping really means. 1. It's not frustration. It's your cat's hunting brain switching on. Have you ever watched your cat freeze at the window, eyes locked on a bird, tail twitching, and then suddenly make a rapid chattering or chirping sound? Most people assume your cat is simply frustrated because they can't catch the bird. Here's what's actually happening. That chirping is part of your cat's hunting response. Behavioral scientists have observed that cats often produce this sound during moments of intense focus on prey. It's most common when they spot birds or squirrels moving unpredictably. Your cat isn't throwing a tantrum, their brain is preparing for a hunt. Think about that for a second. Inside your quiet living room, your cat's instincts are behaving almost exactly as they would in the wild. And by the way, if your cat suddenly stops showing interest in birds altogether, don't brush it off. We'll come back to why that matters near the end. 2. The sound starts long before the pounce. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Researchers who study feline behaviour believe chirping isn't random at all. A 2019 review of domestic cat behaviour published through Veterinary Behavioural Research found that cats often vocalise differently depending on context. The chirp appears most often during highly focused hunting situations. What does that actually mean? It means your cat's brain is rehearsing the hunt before the body even moves. Imagine an athlete visualising every step before a race. Your cat is doing something similar. Their eyes calculate distance, their ears track movement, their muscles tense, and the chirping becomes part of that complete hunting sequence. Animal cognition research suggests these instinctive behaviours remain deeply wired, even in cats that have never hunted outside. Your house cat may never catch a sparrow, but inside their mind, thousands of years of evolution are still alive. That's why the chirp sounds so different from a meow. It isn't directed at you, it's directed at the hunt. 3. Your home becomes their hunting territory. Here's what most people don't realise. When your cat chirps at birds from your window, they're doing it from a place they already consider safe. That matters more than you might think. Cats use scent glands on their cheeks, paws, and body to fill their environment with familiar smells. Every time they rub against your furniture, every time they brush against your legs, they're quietly building a territory that feels secure. So when they watch birds from that favourite window perch, they're hunting from inside what they consider their protected home range. You're part of that environment. You're one of the familiar scents that tells them they're safe enough to focus completely on prey. Think about that. A cat doesn't fully engage their instincts unless they feel secure first. So every chirp coming from that window begins with trust. Not because they're trying to communicate with you directly, but because you've helped create a place where they can relax enough to let those instincts surface. Now, before we keep going, if you're learning something new about your cat, hit like and subscribe. That's how we get these videos to more cat owners who want to love their cats the right way. 4. This behaviour is older than civilization. What makes this even more meaningful is where the chirp comes from. Long before cats lived in homes, long before litter boxes or scratching posts, their wild ancestors depended on perfect timing. Missing a bird meant missing a meal. Every movement mattered. Every sound mattered. Behavioural scientists believe modern domestic cats still carry those same survival programs, only the environment has changed. Instead of sitting in tall grass, your cat sits on a windowsill. Instead of stalking through fields, they track pigeons in a parking lot. The instinct never disappeared, it simply adapted. That's why even indoor cats, who have never hunted a single bird, still chirp. It's not learned behaviour, it's inherited behaviour. Your cat is carrying the memories of thousands of generations, and somehow, those ancient instincts now unfold inside your home while you sit only a few feet away. 5. Not every cat chirps, and that makes it special. Have you ever noticed that some cats chirp constantly while others never do? Here's where most owners get it wrong. They assume every cat should make this sound. In reality, individual personality plays a huge role. Some cats are naturally more vocal, others hunt silently. Studies on domestic cats reveal enormous variation in communication styles, even among cats living in the same household. That means chirping isn't a measure of intelligence, or happiness, or affection. It's simply one expression of your cat's unique personality. But here's the emotional part. When your cat chirps while sitting beside you at the window, they aren't worried about watching their surroundings. They've allowed themselves to become completely absorbed in what fascinates them. That level of relaxation only happens when they feel safe. Your presence becomes part of the background security they rely on. You're not interrupting their instincts, you're supporting them. 6. The real meaning isn't about birds at all. Remember earlier when I said we'd come back to what happens if your cat suddenly stops chirping? This is what I was talking about. The chirp itself isn't the most important thing. The motivation behind it is. A healthy cat stays curious. They notice movement. They investigate sounds. They become fascinated by the world. That curiosity is one of the strongest indicators that their mind is engaged. So if a cat who always loved birdwatching suddenly loses interest for days or weeks, if they no longer sit by their favourite window, if the excitement completely disappears, it may be worth paying attention. Researchers and veterinarians often recommend watching for changes in normal behaviour rather than focusing on a single symptom. Sometimes aging changes hunting interest. Sometimes stress changes it. Sometimes illness quietly reduces curiosity before other signs appear. That doesn't automatically mean something is wrong, but it does mean your cat is telling you something has changed. And here's the deeper truth. The chirp was never just about catching birds. It was about your cat feeling healthy enough, safe enough, and confident enough to express one of their oldest instincts. That's something most owners never realise. 7. The best thing you can do is surprisingly simple. So what should you do when your cat starts chirping at birds? You don't need to stop it. You don't need to distract them. Instead, let them enjoy the experience. Create safe window perches. Offer puzzle feeders or wand toys that mimic hunting afterward. Researchers studying feline enrichment have consistently found that allowing cats to perform parts of the hunting sequence, even through play, helps reduce boredom and supports emotional well-being. Think about that for a second. Your cat doesn't need to catch the bird. They simply need opportunities to express the instincts that make them who they are. Every chirp is a reminder that beneath the soft fur and quiet naps is an extraordinary predator whose wild heritage still survives. And somehow, they've chosen to share that hidden side of themselves inside your home. Closing. So when your cat chirps at birds outside the window, do you know what it really means now? It isn't simply excitement. It isn't only frustration. It's your cat's ancient hunting instincts coming alive inside a place where they feel completely safe. That's not just a funny sound. That's thousands of years of instinct meeting the trust they've built with you. And that little chirp, it was never small to them. And it shouldn't be small to you either.